In this episode of Retiring Today, we're celebrating birthdays.
No birthday hats for us, but we do have some cake. We'll be talking about the important birthdays that you need to know about as you go to retirement.
The difference between 401ks and IRAs and what those rules might mean for you.
Join us for Retiring Today. Welcome to Retiring Today. I'm here with Loren Merkle. He's a certified financial planner, and Abby Huntrod. She's an investment advisor representative. And guys, this is fun. We have a cake in front of us. I kind of wish we had party hats, maybe some other, birthday type things. We're celebrating birthdays today. And Loren, I'm going to ask you to go way back to some of the significant birthdays in your life. Way back to, 16. What happens when you're 16? Wow. We all know, right?
Drive a car.
Okay, another big birthday. What's another one, Abby?
Oof, 21.
21 was a big birthday for Abby. I wish I could have been there to see that. She had fun on her 21st. 18, you become an adult, yes, you can vote. That's exciting. It says on our script here, written by our young Allison Martins, that 40 is over the hill, but I don't believe that 40 is over.
40 is the new 60.
40 is the new 60. You're not even over the hill for a long, long time. But we're having fun with birthdays today because when you hit retirement or you're near retirement, there are significant birthdays that really can affect some of your retirement plans. So Loren and Abby, let's talk about 59 and a half. That's one of those significant ages, Loren, as you go to and through retirement.
59 and a half is significant. I think it's, the birthdays that we're talking about on this show today are all half birthdays. Right, 59 and a half, 70 and a half, they're all half birthdays. When's the last time you celebrated a half birthday?
I don't know.
That's why we have a mini cake.
That's right, that's a half birthday cake.
It's a little mini cake.
And we're having fun with birthdays and celebrating birthdays today because really, when it comes to celebrating birthdays, they are an important piece of an overall retirement plan, Loren.
They are, and as we talk about a lot of times, the planning is the most important part of it. Over 20 years of successfully helping people retire through and go to and through retirement, what we've done is we've developed the Merkel retirement method, which is the retirement plan. And it takes the top concerns, the top objectives of pre-retirees, and we boiled those down into 5 main components. The legacy planning piece, healthcare, long-term care, and then the 3 pieces of the 5 that we're going to talk about in this show is the income planning, the tax planning, and the investment planning pieces. Now, where the IRA fits into those 3 pieces, and it does, it fits into all 3 of those pieces. Because predominantly, most people's wealth is in their IRAs. So when they take or need income, a lot of that wealth is going to come from, or a lot of that income is going to come from their IRA. When they take money out of their IRA, that's money that's never been taxed before. So they're going to have to pay taxes on that money. The question is how much do they pay? That's where the tax planning piece comes into play with this. And then the investments that they have underneath the IRA is a part of that investment planning piece. So the IRA is an integral part of most people's retirement plan, and it does get consumed by those 3 pieces.
Okay, and our birthday cake says 59 and a half. So Abby, 59 and a half is significant when it comes to an IRA. Why?
It's important because at 59 and a half, now the early distribution penalties go away. So prior to turning 59 and a half, if you choose to access money in your pre-tax IRAs, a lot of times you will pay a 10% early withdrawal penalty on that money, on top of what you're paying in income tax, because again, it's all pre-tax money that's never been taxed before. So with any rule, are some exceptions. If you do find yourself in a life circumstance where you need to pull money from those types of investments for, say, a first-time home purchase, qualified medical or health insurance costs, even higher education costs for you or your kids, those are some of the times when that early distribution penalty does go away. So there are exceptions, but generally 59 and a half is the magical number.
Okay, so how does 59 and a half, how is it significant, Loren, if we talk about something like an inherited IRA?
Well, with an inherited IRA, that means, let's say one of your parents passed away, they had an IRA, you were a beneficiary on that IRA, so now you've inherited this IRA. There's a lot more rules that you have to play by when you inherit an IRA as opposed to when it's your money, your IRA. And so some of those rules we need to cover to make sure people aren't making mistakes, because we see mistakes when people try to take control over an IRA from let's say a parent. There's a lot of mistakes that people fall into.
And the penalties are huge. If you miss your RMD on an inherited account or even an account, an IRA in your own name, you're going to pay a 50% penalty for any amount that you've missed to date. So if you have a $4,000 RMD, $2,000 of that's going to go straight to Uncle Sam.
And you still have to take your RMD on top of it.
And pay tax on it all.
So what are the rules around an inherited IRA, perhaps if it was your spouse's IRA?
Yeah, because I was talking about what if you inherit an IRA from your parent, but what if you inherit an IRA from a spouse? Because you have different options inheriting the IRA if it comes from your spouse. Okay, so let's just make this easy. We have Bob and Sue. Bob and Sue are married. Bob has a $400,000 IRA. Bob passes away. So now Sue has some options. Bob is 72 years old. Sue is 65 years old. What Sue is most likely going to want to do is switch Bob's IRA to her IRA so she's not required to take out distributions, because Bob, being over 70 and a half, was mandated to take distributions. So if she left it underneath Bob's account or an inherited IRA, she would have to take distributions. So she's going to switch that to her account. She's 65, under 70 and a half, and will not be mandated to take distributions. So now let's change the ages. Let's say Bob is 65, Sue is 57, Bob still passes away. Now Sue has the option, if she leaves it underneath the inherited IRA, underneath Bob's age, then she has access to that money, meaning she can take it out without having to pay the penalty because Bob was over 59 and a half. If she moved Bob's $400,000 IRA into her account underneath her name, now she does not have access to that money without penalty until 59 and a half because she's only 57.
And with a non-spouse beneficiary, there's far fewer options. So you're going to be mandated to move that money into an inherited IRA, and you have to start taking those RMDs in year one after the original account owner's death. So if that person passed away in 2019, you would be mandated to start taking out distributions by December 31st of 2020. No exceptions.
Okay, we'll continue celebrating birthdays, specifically 59 and a half, and what it means for your 401k when retiring today continues.
You have worked for a long time. There are so many decisions to make about your retirement. How much income do you need? How not to run out of money? Now is your chance, and you get one shot to get it right. Attend Merkel Retirement Planning's Passport to Retirement. We will discuss how to create tax-free income, how to avoid the next market meltdown, and how to wring every dime out of Social Security. Your time is now. Classes fill quickly. Call or text today. Zero cost to attend.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it, and leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are Merkel Retirement Planning, your personal retirement planners. From investments to tax reduction strategies, with our Merkel Retirement Method, we can help you reach your retirement goals. You worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary visit, simply contact us today. Merkel Retirement Planning.
Welcome back to Retiring Today. I'm here with Loren Merkle. He's a certified financial planner, and Abby Huntrod's an investment advisor representative. And we've got a birthday cake on the table because we're celebrating 59 and a half. It's an important birthday for pre-retirees and retirees. And Loren, especially when it comes to the 401k or the employer investment retirement plan, it's significant.
Well, one of the options that people have once they turn 59 and a half, or at least a lot of people, is now you can take control over your 401k plan like you've never been able to before, even if you're still working with that employer. Because most plans today, they have what's called 59 and a half in-service rollover privileges, which means even though you're contributing to your plan, you're still working with your employer, now you can take the money out of it, roll it over with no tax consequences to your IRA, where now you have the control over it. You can invest in anything you want to. You still contribute to the employer plan. So you still take advantage of the benefits of the employer plan, and you get all the goodies that come with that, but now you have control over the majority of your retirement money. And at 59 and a half, when you're on the doorsteps of retiring, trying to get into that door and retire successfully, control over your money is a good thing.
Okay, and it's good sometimes to make comparisons between things. So right now we want Abby and Loren, they're going to show us a 401k, an IRA, and show us the difference between the two. First off, we're going to talk about contributions.
The first point on our list of comparisons between a 401k and an IRA is that an IRA is easy to set up. So these custodians that house different IRA accounts, whether it's Fidelity, Vanguard, TD Ameritrade, their ultimate goal is going to be to make it as simple as possible for you, the investor, to set up the account and to contribute to those IRAs. So a lot of times you can even link up your bank account with your IRA, and at your request, the custodian will pull monthly contributions, annual contributions, whatever it is that you want to do directly from your bank and invest that money into your IRA. So in that way, it really becomes hands-off and easy to do.
So let's compare that to the 401k plan. With the 401k plan, contributions are easier to set up and to contribute to. In fact, a lot of the 401k plans, the way they're set up right now is once you start with an employer, you're automatically enrolled, which means you actually have to fill out paperwork and sign it to say that you don't want to contribute to the 401k plan. And then they just automatically take the contributions out of your paycheck prior to even receiving any of the money from your paycheck. So the 401k plan is easier to set up and easier to contribute.
The second point on our list is that arguably IRA contribution limits are a disadvantage. So you can only contribute in 2019 $7,000 a year if you are above the age of 50, or $6,000 if you're younger than 50. In addition to that, there are also earned income limits, and that can get complicated in a hurry, so it's going to depend on how much money you make, if you're married or single, and if you're eligible for an employer plan through your work. So you want to make sure that you understand how all those rules work together with your situation before you try to contribute to an IRA.
And IRA contribution limits are only considered a disadvantage because of the ability to contribute so much more if you're contributing to the 401k plan. So with your 401k plan, if you're under the age of 50, you can contribute up to $19,000 for the year. If you're 50 or older, you can contribute all the way up to $25,000 for the year, which is a lot more attractive than the smaller limits that we have on the IRA.
One of the biggest advantages to an IRA is that you have full control over that account. It is your money in your account in your name, and you can do with it, you have the flexibility to do with it as you see fit. We actually met with a client just a couple days ago, and he was sharing with us that he wanted to be really cognizant of the risk that he was taking in his investment accounts because he was getting closer and closer to retirement. Unfortunately, his 401k plan provider was going through a custodian change, which as a result was going to, or so he was being told, limit participants' ability to change investments in their 401ks for up to a 2-month window of time, which is a big window where you no longer have access to change the investments in your account. If we happen to see market volatility in that time frame, that puts you in a really uncomfortable situation where if you see some volatility, some major swings, you just have to ride along the ride, and as you get closer to retirement, that is not a fun thing to do.
No, it's really not, and the employer control is really the biggest disadvantage of the employer plan, the 401k plan, because when we talk about control, Abby, what a lot of people will say, when we say underneath the 401k plan, you don't have a lot of control, what they say is, what do you mean? What do you mean? I can change my investment selections anytime I want to underneath of it. They give me a handful of different options to choose from. I have that control. When we're talking about control over your money in the employer plan, what we're saying is the employer can make changes to that plan anytime they want to. Like what you were referencing with the meeting we had a couple days ago, is the employer can change from Fidelity to Principal to Vanguard anytime they want to. You have no control over that decision. The investment options when they make those changes that you have available to you also change, which you have no control over. And after doing retirement planning for over 20 years, I can't tell you how many times I've seen these employer plans change And then these blackout windows come into play where you as the employee have absolutely no control over what happens with your retirement dollars for whatever time frame they're going through, whether it's 2 months. I've seen these blackout periods where you can do nothing last for as long as 2 years on these employer plans. With the IRA, you do not have that risk. You don't have that employer change risk. You can do anything you want with it. You can invest in just about anything you want to. So the biggest disadvantage of the employer plan is, in fact, you do not have that control.
And the last point on our list today, and this is a huge win for IRAs, is that you have unlimited investment options. You can invest in anything that makes sense for you in your situation based on your risk tolerance. In doing so, you can efficiently control not only your investment costs, but also the volatility in your account, the diversification in your account, and the transparency. We are huge advocates that you should know why you own what you own, which with a little bit more of the non-transparent investments like the 401k plans offer, that becomes a challenge.
It does, and one of the disadvantages of the 401k plan is you do have limited investment options, which means they do oftentimes give you 10, 15, 20 different options. Instead of the whole universe of different investment options, you're limited to just those options. So our point with the 401k plans versus the IRAs is there's good and there's bad to both of them. And what you need to do is determine which one you want to use in which phase of your life for what type of goals you have in mind. The 401k plans, you can put a lot more money away. It's easier to contribute. The IRAs, you have more control. You can have a lot more investment options. So ideally, within your plan, going through your working years, if you have both of those, that's a good thing. And remember, once you obtain 59 and a half, you hit that 59 and a half birthday, now a lot of the plans, the employer plans, give you the option to switch the money from the 401k plan to the IRAs, where now you have all these advantages, and then you can use the 401k plan for what it's designed for, which is the higher contributory limits and the control and the ease of use for your retirement money.
And the free money, the company match. We always want to
one.
take advantage of the company match.
That's right.
It's time for our Ask the Advisor segment. We got a question from Terry. Terry lives in Fort Dodge, the greatest place on the earth. Terry asks, what can I do with an old 401k? If you have a question for us, you can text the number on the screen and we'll try to answer it here on the show. We'll answer Terry's question and we'll continue to talk about how important that 59 and a half birthday is when Retiring Today continues.
You have worked for a long time. There are so many decisions to make about your retirement. How much income do you need? How not to run out of money? Now is your chance, and you get one shot to get it right. Attend Merkel Retirement Planning's Passport to Retirement. We will discuss how to create tax-free income, how to avoid the next market meltdown, and how to wring every dime out of Social Security. Your time is now. Classes fill quickly. Call or text today. Zero cost to attend.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? You'll be able to play with me.
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. Contact us today.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are Merkel Retirement Planning, your personal retirement planners. From investments to tax reduction strategies, with our Merkel Retirement Method, we can help you reach your retirement goals. You worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary visit, simply contact us today. Merkel Retirement Planning.
Welcome back to Retiring Today. Let's take another look at our Ask the Advisor question. It was from Terry in Fort Dodge, and Terry wants to know, what can I do with an old 401k? I'm here with Loren Merkle and Abby Huntrods. Loren is a certified financial planner. Abby is an investment advisor representative. And Abby, what should Terry do?
Well, Terry, that's an excellent question. You absolutely can leave your 401k plan underneath your previous employer's plan. However, our recommendation would always be to take control of your money any opportunity you can, because what that allows you to do is invest in anything that makes sense for you instead of being limited to the investment options provided to you within that 401k plan.
Okay, now let's look at our takeaways from today. By the way, we have the cake here because we've been celebrating 59 and a half. The 59 and a half is a big mark for retirement. So Loren, what do those who are 59 and a half need to be looking at?
Well, one of the key takeaways is avoid taking money out of your IRAs prior to 59 and a half if you can. You don't want to pay any unnecessary penalties, and if you take it out prior to 59 and a half, most likely you're going to have to pay a penalty. The other one is know the rules on an inheritance. All the time we see people inherit money and they try to take control over that money and it ends up costing them way too much in taxes, way too much in penalties. We know the rules are complex. We only went through some of the rules today on inheriting IRAs. They're complex, but you can use that complexity to your advantage if you know the rules.
And finally, take control of your employer plans when you have the opportunity. So whether it's an old 401k that you've left behind, or you do turn the magic age of 59 and a half, and you have those in-service distribution provisions within your 401k plan, take control of that money, reevaluate and revisit your risk tolerance and what it is that you're trying to accomplish as you're maybe getting a little bit closer to retirement, and then invest that money that you've accumulated over your lifetime into what makes sense for you in your situation.
And people might be thinking, why is this important, Loren? It's important because it fits into an overall retirement plan. And you've done this for a while. You've helped a lot of people retire, and you've kind of narrowed in on 5 important things. Remind us what those are and how what we're talking about today fits into that.
Yeah, what we're really talking about is the retirement plan, the Merkel retirement method. And there are 5 key components of that Merkel retirement method. The first component is the income planning piece. The tax planning piece is the second. Then we have healthcare, long-term care planning, estate planning, and then the investment planning piece. All of them comprise the Merkel retirement method.
And 59 and a half probably isn't a bad time to start doing some advanced planning, even though retirement maybe feels a long ways away for some people that are 59 and a half. Abby, there's things people can do to get started.
Well, what a great opportunity to start implementing some of these planning strategies, because you do now have access and the ability to probably take control of some of those funds. So yeah, if you haven't done a lot of retirement planning to date, because it's all been kind of wrapped up in those 401k plans, but you're getting closer to that 59 and a half age, it's a great opportunity to start doing some of that planning.
Because the 401k plans are so easy to contribute to and get started with, many people, when they end up at 59 and a half or 60 or 62, the majority of their life savings is wrapped up in the 401k plan. So what an awesome opportunity to take control over it and really start engaging in this retirement planning method to make sure you have the best journey possible to and through retirement. Unfortunately, over 74% of people as they go through retirement do not feel prepared. That does not have to be you. The hardest part about retirement planning, what we hear is, how do you get started? How do we get started with all this different stuff that you guys are talking about? The easiest way to get started is to go to one of our Passport classes. There's absolutely no risk to go to the Passport class. We have a lot of fun. There's a lot of educational information to help people on their journey to and through retirement. You have absolutely nothing to lose and your whole retirement to gain.
Okay, so Abby, the Passport to Retirement classes, tell people what happens, what they're like, what they can expect.
Sure. It's a 2.5-hour class where we cover a little bit of each of the 5 components of the Merkel retirement method. So a lot of great information that people can implement into what they maybe already have going on, or get the ball rolling on a lot of things that people maybe have never thought of before.
And also at Passport, we provide this workbook, which is a good guide to help you further explore the information that's necessary to help a successful transition from the working days to retirement.
Okay, so if this sounds like something you're interested in, here's what you need to know. You can sign up for a Passport to Retirement class just by texting us. There's a number on your screen. You can text and then a member of the Merkel Retirement Planning team will reach out to you. We also have a website. It's on your screen right now too. You can go right on there. There's a tab right on the homepage. You can look at where the classes are held, what days they are, and see if one works for you. And something else we've recently added to the website, Loren, is a guide to retirement.
Yeah, it's a guide. It's called The 5 Things You Need to Know Before Retirement. All you have to do is go to our website. You can click on it, and then you can check out all the information to help you with the 5 things you need to know before retirement.
Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about is today we're celebrating 59 and a half. Another significant birthday when it comes to retirement and retirement planning is 70 and a half. We're going to have another episode about just that, and we'll have it on our YouTube channel, so check that out if you're interested. Now we're going to cut the cake and celebrate 59 and a half. We're also going to say to you, thank you for watching.
You have worked for a long time. There are so many decisions to make about your retirement. How much income do you need? How not to run out of money? Now is your chance, and you get one shot to get it right. Attend Merkel Retirement Planning's Passport to Retirement. We will discuss how to create tax-free income, how to avoid the next market meltdown, and how to wring every dime out of Social Security. Your time is now. Classes fill quickly. Call or text today. Zero cost to attend.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are Merkel Retirement Planning, your personal retirement planners. From investments to tax reduction strategies. With our Merkel Retirement Method, we can help you reach your retirement goals. You worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary visit, simply contact us today. Merkel Retirement Planning.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? You'll be able to play with me.
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. Contact us today.
From our family to yours, we hope you have a wonderful weekend.
We hope you enjoy the show.
We'll see you next week.